Hey, what's up, everybody? It's another episode of Teed Up. I'm your host, Tyler Rothrock. We have a fun one. Today. Sit down with a former coworker, friend of mine, calls in all the way from Brooklyn, New York. The Estonian Thunder, my pal Yanni. We used to work together, slinging golf clubs in Manhattan, in the Big Apple. Okay, we tell some stories, tell some tales about working together. The city that never sleeps unless it's I tell a story about how I didn't get to sleep one night when we were trying to get to a golf course. Talk a little bit about our own golf games and the PGA Tour. This was right before the FedEx Cup came to a close, and we were just complaining about that, how it's just a stupid setup because it's almost impossible. Dustin Johnson had a 2-shot lead going into the event, and guess what? Guess who won? Dustin. He won 15 mil. It's a lot of heaters. DJ. Don't spend it all in one place. But yeah, I don't know. We complained about that during the episode. But neither of us really have a solution. I don't know if anybody listening does have a solution, but I sure don't. But I'm just going to complain about it. But that's in the past. Onward. We're looking onward. The U.S. Open is in our sights. Winged foot. It's going to be a test. That's what Faraday said. I just read David Faraday said that he expects a lot of the players are going to be whining and crying like little babies because of the conditions and the setup. I don't know. I'm split. I don't know. Sometimes I like seeing these guys struggle. I don't like seeing anybody in agony. But I am in agony when I play golf. So sometimes it's good to see millionaires in agony playing golf. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it's cool to see it. But, it's also fun to watch birdies and watch low scores. It's not always fun to watch 82s win the event, but I don't expect it to be that bad. My money's on DJ. Keep it rolling. But yeah, we sit down. I'm excited for this talk. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to get right to it because we spent a lot of time catching up, and there's some pretty funny stories in there. But so without further ado, please enjoy my chat with the Estonian Thunder. And as always, rate, subscribe, share, whatever you have to do. And thank you for joining me. I got a special guest. I'm excited for this one. My buddy from all the way back in my New York City days. It's Estonian Thunder. My man, Yanni. Yanni, what's up, buddy?
Happy to be here. I don't think anyone's tried to get on a podcast harder than I tried to get on your podcast.
Hey, I welcomed it. I initially wanted you and Alec to come on, our other friend.
Yeah.
No, we love Alec. Because I would love to hear you guys go back and forth. I wanted to hear the hole by hole recount of the match you guys just played, but that's for another time.
Yeah, he wouldn't remember it anyways.
But yeah, you used to be in the golf biz right out of college. You went to Penn State, and then you got in the golf biz in Manhattan. Number one, do you miss it? And number two, did you like it? I guess answer number one first, and then I'll be able to tell what you're going to say about for number two.
No, I'll throw it too. I actually really did like working there. So yeah, that's where me and you met, New York Golf Center in center Manhattan. So it's the only retail store there now, and so it's kind of cool being in heart of Manhattan, and you get all these tourists coming by, and guys from Wall Street coming in. No, it was cool. I mean, coming out of college, I was still in that party mode, so it was fun being in the city. Hanging out with you guys after work, and but now do I miss it? No, not so much. It was a good stepping stone, going from college into kind of the real world. And getting that little bit of sales experience, just selling golf clubs and doing fittings and stuff. And now I went to a pharmaceutical company, and I'm doing medical device sales. So it's funny how kind of like a trickle effect there.
Yeah, because you probably now play golf with clients, and instead of selling golf to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wild. That wasn't even too long ago. It's funny how things work.
You know, during the time, I mean, how long ago was that? When did we start? So for me, we started the new store when they opened up a store on Park Avenue. Me and Yanni, were like the first. Well, you were the first round, and then I came in shortly after. I was like the B team, second round of hires, and we opened up the store, and it was pretty sweet, man. It was like I really miss those days. Like I wish I knew now how much I liked those days. You
Yeah,
know?
no, we had a blast. Yeah, that was like April or May of 2013,
Yeah.
and yeah, we had that. I don't know. We were just full of positive energy.
Well, yeah, kind of, and some beer as well. A lot of beer and wings, but selling golf clubs in Manhattan, people don't understand. Like, you don't really associate Manhattan with golf, right? Like when I tell people where I came from, like in New York, they're like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "Oh, I sell golf clubs," and they're like, "What? There's no golf out there." But it's like a huge business because
Yeah.
of like tourism, and there's a lot of high net worth people. And you got like certified to fit, right?
Yeah. So I did do those two fittings, one with Mizuno, one with Ping. So I was doing like the more like basic fittings, like length and lie, and uh, shaft flex and
Yeah.
simple things like that. But then yeah, I'd push the more complex fittings onto Alec or Josh. But no, yeah, it was real interesting, and especially whenever I talk about like golf to people, they're like, "Where do you play golf in the city?"
Uh-huh.
Luckily there are a decent number of tracks in the area. But yeah, working in a real retail shop in Manhattan, it's an experience. Yeah, we started at Park Ave, so we had all those guys that were doing like banking and
Yeah, the United Nations people.
yeah, and then only a few blocks away in Midtown, you had all these tourists come in. So
Right. And you did both stores. You're at New York
yeah,
at the time.
had
There's
a
two.
year.
Well, there was three. I don't know if they still have Chelsea. I know it's just Herald Square now.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Chelsea either.
Where did you like to be better? Did you like to be on the west side, or I mean, sorry, on the east side or the west side?
Probably the west side. I mean, the days were busy.
Yeah.
It kept the days moving. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
with no windows in there, it's you need to keep your mind occupied, otherwise you go crazy.
Yeah, for sure. And why golf? You majored you went to Penn State. You majored in PGM. Was that right?
Yeah, I went there for golf management program. So
And,
in the Northeast, it's like the only program. It's more common down south and out west. And for golf management, that's like on the track to become a pro at a golf course or general manager. Basically, just working in the industry. So I did that for 2 years, and then I started hating golf and majors. And funny enough, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do coming out of college, and then found my way back into the golf industry, selling golf clubs, and it was good sales experience for me.
For sure. Yeah. Well, that like talking to these guys like on Wall Street, these like hedge fund managers and these like super successful people. It's hard you got to find like a line where it's like you got to sell them, but you can't bullshit them. Like they're the bullshitters in the room.
Yeah.
They're the biggest like bullshitters in the room. So you got to find a way to like pad their ego, but also talk down to them a little bit. Like you don't know anything about golf, but also you're the smartest guy in the room. So it was like it's an interesting dynamic for sure.
And then at the other store, like tourists from coming to Manhattan just to see all the sights, they'd also stop in to check out this golf store in the middle of the city, and dealing with all sorts of cultures. And then you get different types of like bargaining situations. It's like, what do you mean you don't want to pay tax on this? Like you have to pay tax on this.
Yeah.
I can't just throw in a driver for free. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, people would just that's the thing that's been consistent, and not even just with tourists. Everybody in golf, like they just want stuff. Like people, like it will be people that they're rich. Like you could tell by looking at them how rich they are. And they're like, give me a free dozen balls, a dozen Pro V1s. Like, dude, you just spent $4,000 on a set of golf. What do you mean? But it's just that rush of getting something for free.
The biggest bargain guys were, they'll throw the black card at you and then say, oh yeah, by the way, throw in a free dozen or a glove.
Yeah.
And it's like, gosh.
Is there any anybody that you like worked with that is like you can look back and like, oh, that's like a good memory or maybe not a good memory, but it was somebody that's like either a celebrity or.
Oh yeah. So I worked with a couple guys that really come to mind.
Other than me, of course, like as a coworker.
Well, you're a local celebrity
in my mind.
Yeah. No, the J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
He came into the store. For those who don't know, he's like a big time golfer. He's like obsessed with the game. And at the time, so 2013, so he had just signed with like the Knicks.
Uh-huh.
And I think that year he won Sixth Man of the Year. So he goes like on top of the world in New York. Like people love him. He was like scoring like 17 off the bench, and that's when the Knicks that year they were like those couple of years they were really good with Melo and Stoudemire, and he comes into the store, and so my counterpart Mark, he actually sold him a wedge, and a couple days later JR comes back into the store and Mark's not there, so like it's one of those situations like, oh shoot, like where's this club that like he sold JR?
Right.
That they got work done. He's like 6'7", so he needed like extensions and like a jumbo grip. So I'm like, I don't know. I'll go look for the thing. I don't know where he put it. And he's with his girlfriend at the time, and the girlfriend is, you see that she's getting a little impatient because like everyone's like looking for this club, and she's like, do you know who this is? Like, this is J.R. Smith. Like, he plays for the Knicks. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like,
yeah, but that's not going to make the club appear. No matter who he is.
This is like a custom order, like a custom like situation here, and it's like you guys are coming back like the next day or two. Like usually this takes like a little bit of time, and then we finally find it, and then he comes up to me afterward, like away from the girlfriend. He's like, hey man, like sorry about her. Like she's just being protective. Like he's like like super super nice guy. Like
right.
I think he gets portrayed in a bad sense sometimes, but like guy was just super quiet and nice, and was very like respectful about the whole.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good. Is that the only time you interacted with him?
Yeah, that one time, like they pulled up in like some like ridiculous like a Bentley or something. And then went back right into the Bentley. I think he was like playing that night, so he probably like brought that club into the
arena.
I think at the time he was also chatting with me. He said he was looking at becoming a member at Bayonne. He's like, yeah. Cool. He's like, yeah, I just played there yesterday. He's like, the place is sick. I'm going to join it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I remember he came over to Park. Well, not him. His buddy, like his buddy that worked for him, came over and he would like get some clubs, because at that point probably his specs were like on file, and he would just like order stuff but not have to come in anymore. So but I remember it was like, dude, like, where's J.R. Smith's thing? And our previously mentioned friend Alec would have ordered it, and it's like, is it there? Is it coming? Was it ordered?
Always like some kind of shit show. But
that's the thing I love about like working in golf. Like the thing I do love about it is the characters, man. Like I've worked at 2 different golf shops, and I've talked to a lot of people that work in golf. Everybody says the same thing, that you would think that the people that work in golf would have their shit together because of, you're dealing with people that are successful. It's just chaos in every country club. All the staff is chaos. Every golf course is chaos. Every store is chaos. Yeah. And it was just so fun. Like, but it was like wild at the time. You're stressed out because you don't know what's going on, but looking back, it's like, dude, that was so fun.
Yeah. I've worked at multiple country clubs, retail, and it's like, the cast of characters, like you can't even draw it up. Like the people that work in the golf industry, they're all crazy. Yeah. Well,
we don't have to mention last names, but our cast at Park, when we were there, we had a guy named Sung, who was legitimately a pro. Like he played on the Hooters tour,
Yeah.
but it just was. I'm
Yeah.
not going to call him. He's not a crazy guy, but he's had his own quirks. You
No,
know.
I mean, a guy that just loved to party, like couldn't get to work like before 12 o'clock. It was like he literally could not get to work by 12 because it was like too early for him.
My favorite thing about Sung was we had out the you could see the street from the front of the store. There was windows, and say he had to be in at 12. Sung would show up and like a half hour late, but then he would stand outside in front of the store finishing his cigarette. He's 30 minutes late.
He's sweating bullets.
Sweating, yeah.
Looking inside the store, just looking like so disgruntled. And like our manager would just like look outside and just like shake his head. Like they would just like look at each other through the glass. Like, God, like
but he was just so good too at the job where it's like, man, like how do you, because he was like a legitimate, he shot 60 in a tour event.
Yeah.
You know?
That was the thing. Like even our like I'll never forget this. Our 4th of July tournament we did every year.
Oh yeah.
I picked you guys up because you guys had a late night. You slept over.
No, dude, that night, let me tell you about this night. So I do stand up, right? So I had shows in the East Village. I took a set of golf clubs from our store to the shows because I knew I was going to Sung's apartment, which is way out in Rego Park.
Yep.
Which, like, to give context, it was like basically outside of the city, right?
Middle of nowhere. Yeah, in Queens, it's a middle of nowhere.
Queens, and it's probably my fault. My phone wasn't charged, right? Or it was initially, but it just wouldn't hold a charge. So I had my clubs with me. I'm at my show. Everybody's like, "What the hell are you doing with golf clubs?" I'm like, I'm playing this Ryder Cup thing with my at my job tomorrow. Oh, okay. So after my shows, which is like 11 p.m., I'm supposed to go out to Sung's apartment in Rego Park. I'm texting him. Sung, where's your apartment? He won't give me his address. He's not answering. He's just not answering. Sung, where's your apartment? I know it's in Rego Park, so I just go out to Rego Park thinking by the time I get out there, he'll answer. Still doesn't answer. I end up, it's raining too. It's just pouring rain.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I remember I go into this like bodega and I just order food and I'm just like, I have to sleep in this bodega tonight. That's probably what's going to happen. I'll call Yanni in the morning.
2 in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 in the morning at this point. Finally, he calls me back. I get over to his apartment at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And then you're picking us up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah. Before sunrise, yeah.
Yeah, before sunrise. And then he probably shoots 65.
Well, he had been doing drinking. That's why he passed out at like.
That's right. Yeah.
You couldn't get in contact. Well, aside of the phone issues, like you couldn't get in contact with him. So I picked you guys up at 6, and I mean, you both look like shit. I mean, you had to kind of like find the place, and he was, God knows what the hell he was doing, drinking, and who knows. It's 6 in the morning, and then I mean, we get to the course, and we got him good. You're like, hey, Sung, do you want a iced coffee or something? You like, wake yourself up, and he's like, yeah, I need that. All right, so we'll get you a nice coffee and an egg sandwich. So me and Tyler go into this is at Pelham and Split Rock. So we go into the bar area, and we get him. It was a vodka,
double Red Bull vodka.
Double Red Bull vodka, yes. The complete opposite of a nice coffee.
Yeah.
And she poured them stiff too.
Yeah. They were stiff, and it was 7 a.m. I don't think she's ever poured her double Red Bull vodka at 7 a.m. before. She was shocked, but she did it for us. We're like, we pointed out, we saw him, like, see that guy out there? Yeah. He needs this more than anything on earth.
Yeah, he's got a big match. He needs this.
Yeah.
So we go over, and I mean, God, I did it in college multiple times. There's nothing worse when you think you're going to take a nice refreshing sip of a beverage, and you're just hung over his balls, and it's just
there's nothing worse than that. Oh, there's not. I remember I went to the first time I ever went out to the Indy 500. I went out. All my friends went out on Friday, and I had to go out on Saturday with my other friend. And we get in and the race is on Sunday morning. You got to get up really early to go. And when we get there, everybody's like, "Don't go out tonight. You're gonna want to, but do not. It's a very early morning Sunday. Don't go out tonight. You're gonna be miserable for the race." We're like, all right, whatever. We go out super hard Saturday night. And we wake up 5 a.m. so hungover, and it's like 115 degrees in the morning, and we're walking to the track, and I'm just like dying. And we finally get to the track, and we had a cooler packed, and my friend opens up the cooler, and there's a water bottle just glistening in the sun. It's condensation perfect. I'm like, I need that water more than anything. I'm like, throw me that water. They throw it to me. I get halfway through this thing before I realize it's vodka. It's 100% all vodka. I start puking in front of families, in front of kids. And just, I had a great day. I'll say this.
Yeah.
It did get me back.
And Sung had a great day. So
Sung did have a great day.
He almost fell to his knees and he did not throw up. He's a stronger man than you.
Yes.
And then, he was playing as a scratch. He was playing against our head fitter, Josh, who was playing at like a 5. So Sung Daddy with 0 sleep and just drunk before we even got onto the tee box at 7 o'clock. I mean, I played in his group. He whooped up on him. On the first fairway, he gets up to his ball and he's stumbling. He can't even I thought he was going to topple over. And somehow this guy, I've never seen anyone play drunk like this. It's unbelievable. Just that alone, like, it's the most amazing, probably the most amazing round of golf I've seen in person in my life.
Really?
Circumstances. He couldn't. I had to guide him to his ball. He was so drunk. He would get over the ball, and then somehow his body would just find its center, and he would rip this thing. I think he shot like 1 or 2 under that day. Like, Jesus. So imagine like the potential of that guy. If he could control himself.
Well, I didn't partake in this as much because I was doing stand-up at night, but you guys would do this thing. Alec is our other friend who worked with us.
Yeah, we were
telling you. And what was it? Thursdays, every Thursday. Thursday. You tell the story.
Yeah, so we would rotate every week. So 3 of us would go out to just bars in Manhattan, and it'd be like, all right, Yanni, it's your turn this week. So we'd just all get hammer time, and then at the end of the night, just like whatever the bar tab is, like that person would have to pay it.
Yeah.
So we'd run up like $300-$400 tabs, and I mean, mind you, like working at a retail shop, we weren't making that kind of money.
Right.
Regularly. So we would do that like every Thursday and get so beat up until one day, Sung he just flipped the gasket. He's like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is BS. And like,
it was probably like a $500 bill, right?
At the end of the night, it's like, but this is your night. Like, you have to. And he
didn't do it.
He lost his cool. I'm like, that's not.
Did he end up paying it?
No, we split it.
That was the final night.
I know. But
who was the culprit? Who would rack up the tab? I feel like it was Alec that would throw.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Alec. Like, all right. So on like my night, we'd go to some like random bar. Like, we had no connections. On his night, we go to like his spots where it's like
right.
Like $200. Like, my nights would be like $400 or $500. So yeah, he always got off pretty easy.
Yeah. And then, or he would bring like a dozen golf balls and just, give the bartender like, or he'd bring a wedge or something and just paying product.
Yeah. Listen, what happened to that driver you were using last week? Oh, it's like, it's
those Ryder Cup matches between Park Avenue and 30, those were so fun though. I mean, that was the only one I did, but that was so fun, man. When
you could do any kind of like competitive event with like, not just like playing against like your weekend foursome. Like, if you can get like multiple groups involved, it's like so good, because then you're looking at the other fairway, you're yelling like, hey, like where's your match at? And it's like or you're like, it's kind of like in like the Ryder Cup where you're standing on 18 and you see like your teammate coming up and like, so this is a big shot. You could tell he's like standing over.
I think it did come down to the last match too.
Yeah.
I forget who was in it. Was it me?
I don't know.
I was playing.
Might have been Kyle too, who we worked with.
Oh yeah. Could have been Kyle. But I only was with you guys one time for the Thursday festivities, and I ended up not in good shape. You saved my life that night.
This is the one time I've ever saved anyone's life, and
I'm forever thankful.
Yeah, I was like, when are you going to invite me to your place? Like, I got to check it out. You were living in Jersey at the time, right?
Yeah, like Hoboken.
Yeah. So we were, like we had never hung out afterward. It was like, all right, we got to make up for lost time, and we
We did.
got after it, and then we're on the path train, and like you're supposed to be taking us back to your place. Like I didn't know where the hell we were going.
Right.
And you for some reason you're sitting on the ground of the train.
Oh God.
Leaning up against the door. We get to one stop. It wasn't our stop, but the door started to open, and I just grabbed you by like your chest, your shirt. I'm like, "Oh, where are you going?" Like you would have fell right off that train.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember that next morning was brutal for us.
Yeah.
We didn't. I don't think we showered.
No, I slept on your couch.
Yeah, and we had to we woke up late and like had to rush to work. Oh my God.
I did that at Sung's place too. We both smelled terrible. It was like I had to like buy a whole new set of clothes, a whole new outfit because I was like I just looked awful.
Those were the best. Those were the best days when you would have to buy like new pants and a new collared shirt because you were ripping it the night before. I can't tell you how many times Alec had to do that in my tenure. Tenure there.
You have beer stains on him.
Yeah. Just oh my God. This like there's so many stories that we probably shouldn't say on this. That
we're keeping it tame. Yeah.
We are keeping it very tame. But do you still get out and play a lot?
This year has been actually pretty good for my golf game. Yeah. I mean, last year was real busy because I got married, and then like all my buddies also got married. Like I was in 3 other weddings, like all in the bridal parties. So I was doing bachelor parties and weddings and like the honeymoon. I was like no time for golf. But this year I've already logged 14 rounds and like
pretty good.
My game's sharp. Yeah, I'm down
What's your handicap at
4.8.
Oh my God! So you smoked Alec when you played. You and Alec just played in the Outer Banks. He had no chance. Did you handicap it?
No, I was like,
oh, good God.
Well, I was like, you're not going to beat me, and I'm not. I can get cocky on the course, but like, I knew he wasn't going to beat me.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, he's not a bad golfer, but just mentally, I'm like, this guy cannot take me on the golf course. And were
you guys talking trash?
No.
Did he know pretty early that it wasn't going to be a good one for him?
No, yeah. So we played twice. So we played the first time we played at his course, Kilmarnock, down in the Outer Banks, and he sets up the course in the morning. So he tucks the pins and he cuts the grass, and like he's like, oh, I put them in some diabolical places, and he's like, I know how they're rolling. It's like you're in trouble,
right?
And I'm like,
were they tucked? Were the pins tucked though?
Yeah, they were like right up against the collar, and it's like you had to hit it over a bunker, like with a cut shot and draw shot. He put them in some. I'm sure the people playing that course that day were like, "What the hell is going on?" Like the greenskeeper wasn't so happy, I guess. But no, yeah, that day we only played 13. I had to run to a family thing, but like I was up 4 up on him after 13. Like he had
it's over. It's over.
Then at his own course, tail between his legs. 2 days later, we play another course, the Carolina Club, really nice course, and I set the tone early. I really kind of wined him, dined him. I got him a transfusion right before tee.
Oh yeah.
That's
you sung daddy them. You sung daddy them, but the reverse thing happened.
Yeah, I got him feeling a little too good, and then
he never found his equilibrium the way Sung did on that day.
2 up after 3, and then
the rest is history.
5 and 4. It was a complete embarrassment.
What's your strong point right now? You still driving it well?
No, I've never really been a great driver of the ball. The reason I score so well, my chipping is always my short game inside like 50 yards. Like you ask any of my buddies, like you get me within 50 yards, it's pretty money. Like I'll go 2 or 3 holes like every round where I could chip it to a foot, and like I'm not even bringing the putter with me. But the lag putting has been unbelievable too. Like during quarantine, like being stuck at home for 3 months, I got myself a putting mat from Amazon. Yeah, I was like working on my technique, and like I finally like something like clicked, in golf. It's like, oh, I found the secret thing.
Yeah,
like actually this one thing that I found with my putting has been like actually working.
What is it? Can you share?
You
can't share the secret.
It's like I kind of like lock my like right wrist, and
it's like something technical like that.
Yeah,
not like a thought. You're not like you don't clear your mind before you get up over the ball.
Not like unconscious putting or anything like that. No, and then like I just developed like a routine. Like I read a lot of articles from like pros. They're like, if you can develop and I've done this with all my like short game and long game. If you can have like develop a consistent routine before good shots, bad like, or if you're playing badly, if you're playing good, you always have the same routine. Like at least you keeping something consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's helped for me. I've played probably the best golf I've played in my life this year.
You played in high school. You played like tournament, like you played competitive, right?
Yeah. Well, I played. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, in Queens, New York, is not like the mecca of golf in high school. But yeah, I played 4 years on our golf team.
What was your home course?
Clearview, this little dog track in Queens. I think there's like some stat where it's like the most played course in like America, and it's just it's a dump. It's awful. But yeah, that was our home course, and yeah, it was 4 year varsity. I was 2 year captain, and so it was good. I loved it. It was like the best time. Like you'd play twice a week. There's no practice. Like we would just go out and play 9 holes, and it was like it's perfect. After
you get out of school early. Play
But
golf matches.
but yeah, I mean, the last couple of years I've been doing like kind of more like competitive stuff, which I love.
Really, you've been playing over the last couple of years. You've been doing some stuff.
Nothing like super like crazy, but like I do like my every year I do the same like Estonian event. So that's my heritage. I'm Estonian. So there's like a little like congregation of Estonians that get together in New Jersey, and there's like usually 5 groups of us, and we go play. So I mean, there's no competition. It's me and my buddy Craig. He plays, and then
so you've been winning.
Yeah, I won 4 years in a row. In the last 2 years, last 2 years, my buddies got married on the same exact weekend as this tournament.
So you skipped the wedding, of course.
My 2 selfish friends got married on my tournament weekend, where I was defending it 4 times. One of them I had to be the best man. I literally couldn't miss that. The other one I was a groomsman. Probably could have missed that one, but
Yanni, let me ask you: would Tiger Woods would he miss the Masters this year?
No,
for anything.
But he's a better man than myself,
or a worse man, maybe.
No, he better. No, so yeah, I missed it for 2 years, and I played it like last month. I regained the trophy, so I got my name on that puppy 5 times.
There you go.
And then me and my buddy Alex, college roommate from Penn State, we've played in the Barstool Classic the last 2 years.
Really?
It's such a good time.
Tell me about this. So yeah, I've heard. Well, Alec has mentioned that he wanted to play in it this next. I don't know if it's going to happen. So tell me about did you guys just sign up? Like, what's the process?
Yeah. And not to like plug, Barstool, but yeah,
plug away.
I listen to the Foreplay podcast. I love those guys. And yeah, they started it last year. Just like, hey, we're going to do a tournament for the people, a tournament for like made by the people. So basically it's like, you have to have an official handicap, and how they do it, it's teams of 2, best ball. And, yeah, so you play at a 50% handicap. So I'm a 5, so I'd get like maybe 2-3 shots, depending on the course handicap. And it's just like, it's a blast. It's last year we played in Pound Ridge up in Westchester, like super nice course. Like that course alone is like $200 to play. At the time, last year was like $300 to play for each person. This year is $400. I played at Atlantic City Country Club.
For the classic itself to get in, it's $400.
Yeah, $400 for each person. But you play at super nice golf courses. So yeah, we played in Atlantic City Country Club this year. Also, like that's a gem down in obviously in Atlantic City. And during the day, you get like unlimited booze. Like they put a cooler of Trulies and beers and seltz, like all different types of things at each tee box. So you can just grab whatever the hell you want.
Right.
So you're free to. You don't even really need to compete. You just drink.
Right.
But how it works, yeah, I think there's 54 teams at each qualifier. Top 6 teams from each qualifier advance. And then if you're one of the top 6 teams, you go on to play. Last year was Liberty National.
Oh shit.
This year it's Pinehurst. You go down to.
Did that qualifier already happen?
Yeah, so last year our cutoff, the number we needed to shoot was 4 under. We shot 2 under. We're really close. So this year we were like, me and Alex were like super pumped. We're like, all right, we're gonna get it this year. And we knew we had to get like 4 or 5 under, and we were 2 under at the turn, and we just couldn't make the match. We finished even because we doubled the last hole. I was again, we were trying to go for gold.
Go for gold. Did the Trulies have any effect on it? Do you get to meet the guys? Are they out there?
Yeah, they were awesome. I met all of them actually. Yeah, cool. They're approachable, really super nice guys. Yeah, but it's an event. Like even last year we signed up as soon as it opened, and like it closed after like 10 minutes. This year it was filled up within the first like 5 minutes.
Okay, so it's
competitive. You have to be like, both of you guys have to be like, it's like getting front row tickets to to see whoever.
Right. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And then, so if the 6 teams that advance, that's included, right? You've qualified. So you move on.
Yeah. So they, I think they just had to pay for like lodging down in like.
Did you stay out in Atlantic City?
No, we
That's your mistake. You got to go out the night before. That's what all the pros do. You got to get a practice round, go there early. Tiger goes, he'll be there the Sunday before.
We were at his wife's beach house, so we had a couple. We cut the couple glasses of wine.
No, you got to keep it nice the night before.
I know. next year we'll take it deep.
Did you? Well, speaking of Tiger, speaking of you're a big follower of the PGA Tour, right? You've been watching what's going on, like the last 2 weeks with DJ and Rahm.
Got my Tiger hat on. Yeah,
you're a Tiger. You're Tiger's your guy, right?
You're a Tiger guy, right?
Tiger guy.
Kind of. Yeah,
I'm a Tiger guy. Yeah, 100%.
You're a Tiger. Yeah. So us Tiger guys, we stick together. Like, if someone says something bad about Tiger, we step in.
We kill him. We kill him.
Yeah,
we've killed people.
Yeah, we're like an interesting breed of people, but
I don't understand people not for Tiger Woods at this point. I don't understand how you could be. At one point, I could understand.
Yeah.
When he was on his bullshit, as the kids say.
He's certainly no saint. Neither are we.
Right.
But I mean, watching that guy, like, he was my idol growing up. I mean, watching him do things on the golf course, it's like, doesn't even make sense. And like, to think he was like done, and now like it's an amazing comeback for him.
The ultimate redemption story of all time.
I'll tell you, honestly, man to man, I started crying after.
So did I. When he won the Masters, I was crying.
I literally had tears running down my face, and my wife was like, "Are you crying?"
No.
I was like, Did you see what he just did? Tiger just won the fucking Masters.
Yeah, he came back. And the thing that's been cool with Tiger is seeing how he interacts to the kid, like the younger generation. Now, they're not younger anymore. Like, I'm talking by younger generation, I mean like the Justin Thomases, the DJs. There's like this series where I think it's Tiger, DJ, Jason Day, Rory, and Rahm are all doing like trick shots and like competitions. It's on YouTube. I think it's like the TaylorMade series. Yeah. And seeing how he interacts with them, it's not like, he's talking down to anybody. He's like got a great sense of humor. He's joking with them and like just really informational. Like, they'll ask him, these guys are like in awe of him, and he's just kind of like, oh no, this is how I think, about this shot. And they're, as much as they learn from him, you can also see that there's respect and camaraderie. And you wouldn't expect that from what you know about Tiger. Like,
no,
super competitive and like, but he's been like, it's like, it shows a different side of him. That's pretty cool to see.
The majority of his career, he's like, didn't want to talk to anybody. He was a stone cold killer. Like weakness, like showing like that he was like friends with anyone on tour. And I mean, he, after kind of everything went down, it was I think he kind of realized he needed to change his persona a little bit to kind of get into the like good graces of people. And I mean, it's honestly, it's like, it's kind of refreshing to see. Like, he is a different person. I think it was that whole thing. Like, he's actually, he'll stay like before like getting an autograph of him was like impossible. Now he signs a lot of autographs. He's like very like he's a lot more personal with the media than he ever was.
Yeah.
And then like he hangs out with the young guys, with the Rorys and the JTs, and he's kind of almost like a mentor at this stage in his career. I mean, he's still out there to compete, but it's cool seeing him like captain like the President's Cup team, being almost like this father figure where he showed it as a captain, and then as a playing captain, he kicked ass during the week. It was cool. It was cool to watch.
Do you think he wins again?
Yeah, he's going to win at least another couple tournaments. He's got to. I mean, his game, he's still he's 43, 44. I mean, he's certainly, as long as he's healthy, I mean, there's no reason why he can't win.
He could do it. Yeah,
tournaments like the Masters, like he'll compete in the Masters as long as he's healthy for at least another 10 years. I mean, that's not a course that's overly demanding in terms of length or anything. And I mean, you saw it last year, like he just knows how to play that course. He's just
that's like I think the U.S. Opens will be a little tough for him. I don't think just because they stretch them out so much, and these other guys just hit it so far. But
he's not. I mean, he doesn't hit fairways like he needs to for like a course like a U.S. like Winged Foot. He's gonna struggle, unfortunately. I mean, I'd love to see him do well, like kind of locally. But I mean, there'll be spots where tournaments and courses where he can win. Yeah, like the Masters, I wouldn't be shocked if he's up there on the leaderboard.
Yeah, the same. It's going to be interesting to see the Masters not in April.
Yeah. Well, it's like this week they're like, oh, this is like the end of the 2019-2020 season. It's like, but we got a major coming up in 2 weeks, and then we got the Masters in November. It's like, it's weird.
Well, and I hate to ask, and I hate to have you think about this, because I hate to think about it myself. When the day comes where Tiger is a Champions Tour golfer, who are you going to be a Champions Tour? Are you going to watch the Champions Tour, or who's going to be your new?
No, I think I do. I think I have to watch the Well, I'll tell you what. I don't watch a single second of the Champions Tour now. If Tiger's playing Champions Tours events, and I'm not sure he will. I mean, I think he's got a little too much more pride than.
Well, Phil just did it,
and Phil
dominated. He just beat it.
Yeah. It was very mean what he did. Actually, just stepping it. Like he's been playing PGA Tour events all year, and like hitting it 350, and he's like, "Yeah, all right, I'm eligible now. I'll go play over there." And
I don't blame him, because he wasn't exempt for. He didn't qualify for the FedEx Cup stuff. He was done, and he wanted to stay sharp. What is he supposed to do? But you got to hate it. Like, it's different. Like, if Tiger comes to a Champions Tour event, there's a lot of like attention. If Phil comes, there's a little bit more attention, but it's not as much as if he doesn't move the needle like Tiger would.
No, but
they're just going to get beat up by the guy.
These poor old guys like Rocco Mediate, and like,
what the hell is Rocco Mediate going to do when Tiger and Phil step in?
Stewart Sink, and they see Phil and his aviators just piping bombs out there,
smoking at 350 off the tee, and he's dinking it out there probably 275.
Hey man, if he's getting out there 275, that's not bad.
I would take 275.
Yes.
But then, who's your next in line? Who do you like to see win if Tiger isn't?
I love Spieth, and like I'm sad for him right now, because I think every golfer is kind of, obviously we're not 3-time major champions, but like we've all kind of been there mentally, where it's like you feel just so beat up, and like you don't know what the hell's going on with your own golf game. And like we're just weekend hacks.
Yeah.
A guy that just like showed so much dominance like in his like early 20s, and now he's a complete mental case. Like he's physically if anything he's stronger, and
stronger.
He's hitting it further than he ever has. So I mean, and like it's his short game's always like was when he was dominating, it was like
that was it, right? He could putt. Nobody could putt better, and he's always been streaky with his irons.
Yeah.
And with every other facet of the game, he's always been streaky, except the putter, he was like lights out. But now I don't know if he's losing some confidence in that. I don't know what's going on with him, but I hope he turns it around too. Yeah. I feel bad for him, because I remember when he started winning so young, and the whole story was about Jordan Spieth. And you would like almost feel bad for like, remember when they went on the spring break trip, like all those guys,
Yeah.
like the spring, what were they called? The
Spring break boys. Yeah.
like
And Smiley Kaufman and
Smiley
Rick.
Kaufman and Ricky.
Yeah.
And I would be like, oh man, all these guys probably are so jealous of Jordan because he's a major champ. And now they've all passed him, except Smiley. Smiley hasn't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Ricky's not really in the same boat either.
You don't think Ricky and Jordan or Ricky and JT are in this? I guess Ricky and Justin Thomas aren't in the same category.
He's got to win a major to be in that category. But
he's the guy I'd like to see win the most, I think.
Yeah. JT's surpassed him for sure.
At
this point. God, but yeah, no, I'm rooting for Spieth so hard. I mean, the guy's just such a likable. He's so likable. He's just everything about him is just really. He's just he's the man.
Well, he's got Bethlehem roots too, which I love. His parents are. My mom went to college with his mom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and his dad went to Lehigh. You know the Lehigh Valley, man. You know it well. You've been here.
I've seen some stuff.
We've had Red Bull vodkas here.
It's the most hungover I've ever been in my life. So
same. I don't even want to tell that story of how I woke up that morning.
Yeah,
I've had more hangover per like the nights I've hung out with you, like per night hanging out to night or morning waking up super hungover. The ratio is so bad for you. You're like 3 for 3, 100%.
We've only hung out like 3 times. And they've all been bad. So I got to stay away from you.
Yeah, let's stay away. I'm sure your wife was like, "Do not even talk to this guy." Maybe not me so much, Alec, but
well, no. Once she listens to the podcast, and she'll hear. She knew about Alec, yes. So she was actually knew that he was fine.
Everybody knows about Alec.
Yeah, well, you'll get him on the show, and people will see who he really is
for his true self.
Yeah. But we got a tour championship this week. I hate the format. I can't believe they kept it. Like last year, like how the leader Dustin Johnson in points, he starts 10 under, then the guy that's in second place starts like 9 under, and then they go down.
So they dictate how many under they are.
Yeah, their points. Yeah, for this.
It's
this
so stupid, man. It's so stupid.
So a guy like I think I was listening earlier. I think like a guy like Kevin Kisner, who's like 26th out of the 30 players in it. Like he starts at like 4 under. So he starts 6 strokes back of Dustin Johnson to even begin the tournament. A guy that's like red hot, it's
well, how would you, I guess I understand the motive because you want to reward somebody that's played well throughout but also I think you just reset it, right? I think that's what golf is. Like once you make it to the next level,
the reward is there's only 30 people in the tournament,
Yeah.
Like it's golf. Like, you can't start at 10 under. It's like, it's just Mickey Mouse golf,
Yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid.
There's not a single person that I've talked to about this with that's like, great idea. Like
I know. And I don't even know any of the commentators that think it's a great idea. Any of the
no, they can't.
I mean, maybe Brandel Chambly likes it, but what the hell?
No, maybe. But it's so stupid. It's awful. It just makes golf look.
Do we come up with our own plan and send it to them? Is that how we make our mark?
Yeah. Who do we send it to?
I don't know. Send it to Tiger.
Tiger, yeah.
Tiger.
Well, Tiger's on a yacht right now. He doesn't care.
He's chilling. He's chilling. He's gearing up for the Masters. But do you bet on golf?
Love it. Yeah.
What do you use?
FanDuel. Well, being in New York stinks, but I'll hit up my buddies who live in Jersey and be like, "Hey, can you put $20 on this guy for me?" Or like where I work, it's like my headquarters in Jersey, so every once in a while when I have to go and pick something up there, like I'll be in the parking lot and like putting bets in and But no, golf is like it's really fun to bet on because you don't have to put a lot of money on any player to win, and like the odds back are fantastic. Like even a favorite, you're going to get most likely, at the worst like 8-1 odds. But you can get like a guy like I bet on Tiger last year to win the Masters. He was at like 25-1. I put like $30 on him, and it was like I didn't care about the money. I was so glad he won, but it was like, wow, I just won an extra like few $100 on
Yeah,
that too.
that's not bad for the victory.
Yeah,
But
no,
how do you deter, like when you're going through the odds? Like obviously, you know enough about golf and you know enough about the PGA Tour to make a pretty educated guess. But what are you looking for when you're throwing a bet down?
yeah, I'll start like just reading articles, like people that like they'll do their write ups on like who they think they're gonna win, who's gonna win. Usually, what's the most helpful? It's not that. It's like they'll tell you about the course. Like they'll say this course is gonna benefit the long hitters. It's playing at 7,600. The rough is deep. So it's gonna be like a bomb and gouge kind of course. Or like there'll be some like articles that are like more in depth. Like this course really favors players that can hit in like the 150 to 200 yard range, like ball strikers course. And then from there, it's like, all right, yeah, I kind of know where to go off. Who's putting really well going into the tournament, or this guy bombs it long and straight. Like this is a kind of course that's going to benefit him. I'm certainly no guru when it comes to betting. I certainly lose a lot, but there's a couple that I hit on, and hitting on a golf bet's like that can make up for your last like 6 shitty bets that you made. Oh, I think you muted yourself.
Yeah, my show's getting jacked up. Yeah. Well, who knows when we're going to be able to bet on like the NFL? So get these bets in while we can.
I got my football draft tomorrow, so yeah.
Oh, you're going to play?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I love the NFL. Hopefully, that's not canceled.
How many Eagles players are you going to get?
Tell you what, I've had good success with Eagles players.
I think you should just do a full transition, man. Leave those Giants behind.
Two of my best years. I had Carson Wentz, like his first full year, like he was awesome. Like no one had Carson Wentz. I had Miles Sanders last year. He was awesome as a rookie, but I'm a Penn Stater, so that was kind of biased. And then Zach Ertz, you know what? I hate the Eagles, but I can look away for it's going to make me money.
Yeah. How much are you going to go for Saquon?
I've got the 7th pick. He's going to be gone by then. But
he's obviously your guy, Penn Stater and a New York Giants fan.
Yeah, that was cool to get him. But now it's in tough times for us as a Giants fan.
There's plenty of room on this side, bro. There's plenty of room. I'm not one of these Eagles fans that you could be a fair weather fan. Well, I don't know how much of a fair weather fan you'd be now. I don't know how good we're going to be, but I welcome anybody. There's always room.
I'm in the stage where I'm like potentially looking at places to live, right? Get out of the city, and
because we know you can't live in New York City. You can only survive.
No, not with I live in literally a closet. So you were starting to like kind of look, and the wife's like, "What about Philly? Like we'll be close to like my brother and like nephew," and I'm like, "There's literally." Well, I would move anywhere in the entire world but Philadelphia.
Oh man, you got to give it a chance, man. You got to give it a chance.
No, just for you sports fans, I can't do it.
I will say, yeah, it is.
I can get a perfect job offer, like a beautiful house, like just everything's perfect, but I'd still be in Philadelphia.
It hurts, man. That hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Well, let's definitely make sure we play some golf before the world ends.
I'd love that, man.
Maybe we can get down there and play some Outer Banks. We'll do a quick trip, play some golf with our buddy Alex. Maybe we can get some of our other coworkers or former coworkers involved too. We have a little group chat going. We'll get them all down there.
Frankie lives near me. Throw him in a car and
throw him in a car. Put him to sleep for a little bit. Have him wake up in North Carolina. It'll all be good.
No, I'd love to play. Yeah. How's your game these days, by the way? I mean, I know you post your Instagram, like the 1, 2, 3, 4s, and you're usually
my game's it's getting worse. I was playing really good at the beginning of quarantine, but much like Jordan Spieth, something has gone awry. It's gone awry, and I can't seem to fix it. I couldn't putt to save my family. I couldn't. But I'm gonna take a week off. I got a scramble on the 11th, September 11th. Which will probably make my game worse because scrambles never help anything.
No, you just got to be the guy that just bombs it out there. I mean,
but that's the thing. I'll be probably the shortest hitter on that scramble. So
wow.
maybe I could just stand the cart off the tee. So my game's all right. It's all right. Playing a lot, playing as much golf as I've ever played.
You made me real jealous. Every day you're posting yourself.
I know. It's not translating into low scores. My handicap's going up and away.
But it's a good thing. Like if you're playing in like tournament, even if it's like a silly tournament, like what I do, like the Barstool Classic, it's like I want my handicap to be.
That's true. That's right. I don't care. And if anything, if my handicap's going down, I want it to be like credibly going down, like where it's actually going down. Not like I have friends that are like, I'm a 4 handicap. No, you're not. You're not. And that only works on the first tee. As soon as you hit that first tee ball and you squirt it out to the right, I now know you're not a 4 handicap.
Yeah. Well, when I play my buddies, like I'm giving strokes, and it sucks to give strokes. Like if I'm giving strokes to a guy that's like a 7 handicap, like
you're in trouble.
Those couple holes where he gets strokes, like I'm screwed. Like that's like automatic, like 1 or 2 wins for him.
Yeah, and like a 7 handicap is dangerous because they could still shoot. Like I'm a 8, I think, or I'm an 8.
Yeah,
but I could shoot like 73.
Yeah.
So if I have a good day, you got to shoot and you're giving me strokes. You got to play really well. That's why I love it.
I lost to my buddy the other week. So he's a 7. I shot a 78 and he beat me on the 17th hole. Like, come on, like because he got a 76 with strokes. So it's like, I mean, great player. He played out of his mind. He played really good. So I'm not gonna take that away from him. But it's still a guy like me. Like I always feel weird giving strokes. Like I don't feel that good.
I have a friend. He's a scratch, and he's very good. He plays down in Florida, and he gets in these games down there, and he has to give strokes to these, or he gets strokes from people that are like +3.
Yeah.
So that's even weird. He's like, damn, I thought I was good at golf until I was getting strokes. 2 shots aside. Like, how am I getting 2 shots aside? I'm a scratch golfer.
Yeah. So being a low handicap, there's no benefits to it. And most of the time when a person asks you, oh, what, like, will you play golf? Like, what's your handicap? It's like, whatever. I'm a 4.8. Like, is that good? They don't know.
Yeah, they don't even know. They don't even know. What do you shoot on 18? I don't know, man. Could be a 75. It could be a 95. It all depends what's going through me that day.
You have a hole in one.
Yeah. Do you have any?
No. It's very sad.
Do you have any close calls?
Yeah, I've had. I mean, not in a while actually. A couple times within inches, but I've had like some really unbelievable eagles. Like from I've had a couple of eagles with 5 irons from.
Really, like on a par 4?
Yeah.
Damn, that's even more impressive than a hole in one.
The one I didn't even see. It was 18th hole at Pelham. It was a blind shot, and we go. It's like a triple tiered green, and we get up there. Me and my dad, and we're looking for this thing. And I was like, when I hit it, it was right at the pin. It was like I knew it was perfect. And once I didn't see it on the green, I knew it was in the hole because I was like, there's no way that thing is over this green because I hit that perfectly on the number. And it was like sitting at the bottom of the cup. That was pretty neat.
So that was like one of those things where like, well, you can look in the cup, and it's usually never in the cup.
I knew that was in the cup.
Oh man!
And the other time,
great feeling.
A Penn State course, the blue course, 2nd hole. I was under a tree branch, hit like a 3/4. Like I couldn't even complete a full swing. I took like a 3/4 knockdown shot. This thing hits like 10 yards in front of the green, and it's like 3 hops, and it falls in the bottom of the cup. And me and my buddy Alex, who my roommate, who we played the Barstool Classic with, we're like, I throw my club, we're like running down the fairway. Then we continue to do beer a hole, and then
no more hole outs, I bet.
We didn't even want to play golf anymore. No,
I know that feeling I can relate to.
Yeah,
a hole out feeling I cannot. Well, Yanni, man, dude, thanks for doing this. This was fun. And when I get Alec on this, we're gonna do like a celebrity phone call, a phone in. We'll get you back on it.
Yeah, I mean he won't show up to your invite, but if that's the case, I'll come on and do a second round with you because we got a lot more to talk about.
That's for sure. All right, man. Well, tell your wife I said hello, and let's play some golf soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tyler.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Bye.